All right. Well, guys, welcome. Welcome to our weekly call. I have so much that I want to share. And as always, one of the biggest struggles is that there's a lot of drama right now in the markets, specifically crypto. And I want to address the drama, but I also want to just zoom out and look at the market too. I want us to be able to exercise a mindset of patience and resilience in the face of macro and micro economic headwinds. So we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to, as I normally do, I'm going to be sharing a lot of Google Chrome tabs, a lot of newsworthy items that we want to talk about. So I'm going to start big picture. And as we go through our call, just so y'all know, like the way I normally approach these coaching calls is I start out wide and macro, and then I try to zoom in on some level of micro when it comes to application, practicality, and of course Q&A. So if you have questions, if you have something that you need that needs to be you want to troubleshoot, whatever that might be, this is a great time to do it. Do not be afraid to drop a question in the chat. Obviously, I will do my best to address that as fast as I can. But if I miss it in real time, I will come back and review that. And then, of course, you can Discord me and hit me up if I miss it completely or if you need clarification. Okay, so you have unlimited support, and I am proud to call you members of Get Paid Daily here. So, all right, where are we? Well, the crypto bubbles here. On the day, we've got some negative red action happening after a pretty strong yesterday. Let's look at the week on the bubbles. We're down as well. For those of you who've never seen cryptobubbles.net before, really cool visual. I usually like to open our coaching calls with it, but you can see a lot of altcoins are down on the week. If you look at the month, obviously we just started June. You got a few winners, specifically XRP. I think there's some rumblings here we'll talk about soon. There should be a judgment on the XRP case this month, according to the CEO of Ripple, the mother company. On the year, you've got a lot of AI and Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin here? Bitcoin's up on the year, I thought. Let's see. It says it's 15.8% down, but that's not true. Maybe I'm misreading this. Maybe I don't have that sorted appropriately, but we are definitely we started the year around 18 or 19,000. So I don't know why that would say it that way. But injector protocol, render, these are the AI leaders in terms of return. I think it's a good idea, y'all, like, to have some AI exposure in your portfolio right now in terms of the altcoins. And so, you might be right, John. Maybe that's 12 months. I can't tell. It's not year to date. Yeah, you're right. It's 12 months. So, duh. Over the last year, I was really wanting to do a year to date. I wonder if I could do that. No. Oh well, not a big deal. Back to AI. A lot of our members were mentioning Render months ago, and so if you got in on Render, let's see, over the last month or so, you're up pretty well. I can't do a year to date right now. We'll look at some charts here shortly, but all that being said, the artificial intelligence narrative it's real. And it's different than, say, the internet narrative was in the 90s. We had a huge internet bubble that burst late 90s, early 2000s. I think that bubble burst, that the whole saga from that kind of dissipated around 2004, 2005, but it was a big, nasty bubble. AI, I don't know if there's going to be a bubble there because with the internet, it was so different. You know, it was like, we're going to create this global network of information. And everybody was like, what? It's kind of like Bitcoin. Like, people didn't understand it. They're still trying to get their head around it. But with AI, it's like, no, here's Chat GPT. It'll write a book for you if you want it to. You know, like the AI application and realization and the pragmatic utility of it is so like in your face and tangible that the AI exposure in crypto is likely going to be a great run into this bull run that I believe we're starting right now, this cycle. And so if you don't have any exposure in AI in the appreciation part of your flywheel, something to consider. The AI that I have on our weekly altcoin list is the Graph. I've been a part of the Graph, or GRT is the ticker. It has a larger market cap, and it's not a pure like AI play. However, if you go to their website, I'm sure, I haven't been to their website, but let's do a fun little experiment here real quick. If I go to coinmarketcap.com and I look up GRT, and then I go to their official website, let's see. The Graph is very volatile. I like that about it because I can scalp it and, you know, pull some profits pretty quickly and easily. But yeah, this is a really, really, really interesting thing. If you guys have not interacted with the Graph up to this point, honestly, a little above my pay grade in terms of understanding it on a technical level. But this is the part that I love, is decentralized infrastructure. I put it up there with the chain link in terms of its involvement in multiple networks and applications across the industry. So check it out. It's not a pure AI exposure play, but it's one that they definitely have exposure in that movement. I've seen them. It moves when the AI group moves. And another thing, when on AI, let's see. I know CoinGecko has a good generative AI right here. If I click on that, you can come and find categories and then sort by market cap, greatest to least. These are I don't know, generative AI is like a subcategory. I'm not seeing the major players here. Let's do this. Control find artificial AI, maybe. AI and big data. Let's see this category. Yeah, so you see the Graph is number one here, Render number two, $816 million market cap on Render. Probably a great time to you know, if you have a high time, these are what I would consider 12 to 18 monthers. Render, Injective, Singularity has been a huge mover this year. Looks like it's there, along with all altcoins. They are seeing a lot of correction. Ocean Protocols, very popular. I have not done proper research there. Fetch, very popular, listed on Coinbase. Origin Trail, funny spinoff name there for those of you, those Gen Xers who played Oregon Trail with me on green Apple computers in the 80s. I have exposure to Veracity, VRA, very micro cap, very small, but could be a massive mover when we get liquidity in the market. So just wanted to kind of point out an opportunity. Like, if you're looking for, like in 2020, it was metaverse, like, and it still is metaverse, by the way. The metaverse narrative like Apple rolling out the Apple goggles yesterday, it will fuel massive metaverse applications. If Apple can convince developers that the goggle platform is a true platform, these developers start building awesome games and virtual networks and worlds and metaverses, your metaverse holdings will go through the roof. And I'll talk more about metaverse in a minute. But if you're looking for like altcoins that can 100x, 50x, and you want to be risky, and you're cool with volatility, and you don't risk what you can't afford to lose, but this is your list. AI over the next couple of years. I think you still have to pick winners and losers. I'm not saying come in here and pin the tail on the donkey, blindfolded. Do the research that I talk about in the training, but you've got some really, really good actual use cases in this list. So that's a little commentary, I guess, and that's how I would find these categories. Whenever you're looking for various industries or utilities or use cases, just come over here to CoinMarketCap or go to CoinGecko.com and click on categories. And then you can, they've updated the way they do categories. It's so much better now. I'm noticing. And they have just taken the crypto industry and subdivided it. And you'll find that some of the coins, like the graph, they'll be in multiple categories. Gaming, since we're talking metaverse here, I've talked about the sandbox in the past. It's under $1 billion in market cap. Looks like ApeCoin is the only one above $1 billion right now. I feel like this is another huge category. If you're looking to make a 12 to 24 month play, or you just want a dollar cost average into something, into a crypto narrative that's going to have a lot of upside, your AI and your gaming are going to probably have the largest upside opportunities. That and layer ones. I think layer one tokens, everything from some of the established incumbents like XRP, all the way down to one of my favorites that I have on our altcoin list is Reef, REEF. Reef is a layer one with the focus of attracting metaverse gaming developers. And they are micro cap right now. So I have spoken about them in past, and I'm still investing in them. So Gala Games, one of my favorites, really, really low market cap right now. I wonder if that's that's updated. So Gala Games, massive opportunity right here, in my opinion. I see them as one of the leaders and incumbents in this space in terms of development. Illuvium too, like really high quality. This is like going to be like your PlayStation of crypto gaming, AAA rated studio. So I won't beat the dead horse, but a lot of awesome companies on this list. Like just as I stroll down here, like a lot of good. You can see Veracity again is listed here on the gaming list, as well as AI. There's my Reef. For those of you who have not looked into Reef, great community, great following, great aesthetic, and really great price right now. I think my average cost basis is 21 cents, or not even 21 cents. It's less than a penny. 0.0021 is my average cost basis. So I might need to go gobble some of that up today while we're red. Okay, back to macro. So drama. This is Bitcoin's chart. Oh, wait, let me make sure I address my questions here. These tokens suitable for long-term 1 year or stay away for now. Yeah. Angel, I was saying that, these are 1 year investments. And if we have a blow off top, which I'll talk about in a minute, like it could, if you entered today, if you got in on these red days and you're buying up, Reef or whatever, and we have a blow off top market, which is, I believe, still in store. If that happens, you'll have an opportunity possibly to double dip on these micro caps where, Reef goes up, 100x because Bitcoin goes up to whatever. And Bitcoin's going to be the canary in the coal mine always. Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to lead the way. But as soon as Bitcoin dominance drops during the surge upward, all these altcoins, that's what we call alt season, and they will just floor it up the mountain, up the price mountain. And you could probably take profits and then wait for a massive market correction and then get back in. And just that's how to look at these 1 to 2 year holds. I think these are buys for me right now, not financial advice, but that's how I'm approaching metaverse and AI as 12 to 24 months. I'm getting in now to hold it that long. What's the best wallet to buy Reef with? Brian, fantastic question, because let's check this out. Man, that's a great question. I don't want to, I'm not shilling Reef, guys. Like, it's risky. Like, this is anytime you have market caps honestly under $1 billion, like, you're talking about, it could not exist with a massive liquidity problem, but like, they are building. This is a company, this is a layer one protocol that has been building in the bear market, and that is a massive sign of infrastructure and strength. I really like it as a buy right now. Where do you buy it? Well, I have been buying it on PancakeSwap using MetaMask, I believe. Let me confirm that. PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange on the Binance Smart Chain network. Now, you can purchase Reef on actually multiple networks currently. I have all of my Reef moved over to my Ledger. This isn't my Ledger wallet, but I was just checking it. Yeah, it's in my Binance Smart Chain. So if I wanted to go buy Reef right now, I would probably get some BNB or some BUSD or USDC or USDT, any stable coin on the Binance network. That's the important part, because Binance network, minimal gas fees. You can buy it on the Ethereum network, and I think you can buy it on the actual Reef network, but you have to have a Reef wallet. You have to, it's messy. You can also buy it directly on Binance, but the problem is when you go to try to export, this is what on a lot of these small micro caps, when you try to buy it on a central exchange, so like, let's say I buy $1,000 worth of Reef on Binance. Well, I was going to export it or send it out to my wallet, to my Ledger. And it was literally taking half of my Reef, like $500 worth of Reef, as the exchange fee. So I was like, why? It's because they don't have liquidity for it in the exchange. So they're taking half a year's on the way out. Well, in order to bypass that, I just sold that Reef again on Binance for USDT on the Binance network, sent it out on the Binance network to my MetaMask wallet. And then you go to decentralized exchanges like PancakeSwap, go to trade and swap, and then you can select Reef here and make your trade with whatever, denominate from whatever coin you end up with. But that's where we buy it from. So good question. Can I buy it through my Coinbase wallet? You should be able to. Yeah, you would just bring your Coinbase wallet over here and connect it instead. So when you hit connect wallet, these DEXs will always have different wallet brands that you can choose from. PancakeSwap is one of the largest in the industry, so they have a lot of different options. MetaMask is just the incumbent, but Coinbase wallet is an option as well. Yeah, good question. Great question, Brian. See, that's why we have members and why we have a community, because if Brian had not asked that, someone may not have been able to figure out how to get in on that. So, all right, back to macro. Man, I keep getting on tangents. Maybe it's because you guys are asking good questions. Is there a way to see the market cap history? Like you can see price history? Yes. I'll show you how, John. Oh, I don't know about the Gala snapshot, since they offered a new token. You'd have to have the old token address. So what you would do is you would go in and grab the old token. I've already removed it from my wallet. It's complicated. Let me go macro for a second. So we had a ton of drama here on Monday with Bitcoin, and obviously the rest of the market because of that. And Binance and Coinbase, the SEC obviously is going after centralized exchanges in the US. Okay. Some call this Operation Choke Point. Google it. I believe it's a very real thing. The SEC is flexing its enforcement power rather than letting Congress make rules, and then Congress can't move fast enough, and so the SEC is just being an absolute Rottweiler. No, it's like a rabies dog out in the marketplace right now, just biting everything that moves in crypto. They put out about 112 page lawsuit on Coinbase, and about 123 page lawsuit on Binance, and on Binance. And Binance hit yesterday on Monday, and Coinbase hit yesterday. But I think now the market's just kind of sort of reacting to Coinbase, because yesterday we had a massive rally. The encouraging part here is what happened. The bear, like if you think about it, bulls versus bears for a second, like this was the play. If you're a bear, like if the bears were like, send it to $10,000, this is the play. This was their post pattern to the end zone. This is the way they get us to new lows. But I think the lows were in last November at 15K, and the bulls came in and gobbled it up. There was just too much buying pressure right here at the 25.5 level. And so I'm just sitting here going, okay, just to go with the bear case, and I'm not a bear in this market now, I'm a bull. Just to go with it, this was a powerful punch. Like this story, this is the largest. I mean, if you go to CoinDesk or any of the crypto circulations right now, this is the number one story that you see. The irony is that the SEC didn't touch FTX, which was the largest fiasco globally in the history of crypto, and the SEC didn't touch it. Coinbase is on the NASDAQ. They went through. They're on the best publicly traded exchange in the world, the NASDAQ, QQQ. Which required them to be underwritten by the greatest underwriters on Wall Street. It required them to go through the SEC. It required all this stuff. And now all of a sudden, 3 years later, SEC's coming at them saying, yeah, well, you're illegal. So it's honestly a great example of the saying, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Like the charts oftentimes tell you the non-emotional, or all the time tell you the non-emotional, no BS bullcrap of what the market truly thinks. Like if you just look at volume and price action, and then this little guy down here is called the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. and you can basically follow it. You know, I have it on the 4 hours, but if you go like on the 1 hour, the price will, the RSI, like anytime the RSI is above 50, you're quote unquote overbought. And when it comes down below 50 or in that 30, basically inside this band, you're overbought and oversold. And so it's just always going to be, this is the market. This is the way the market works. But it's going to be interesting if I go back out to my 4 hour. I wanted to show you guys a trend or a pattern. I think it's the 4 hour. If I draw this line, if I can remember, I had it drawn earlier. I don't know why I didn't save. What was I doing? Let's see. Stay with me here. Hang on. I'm going to show you something. I think this is what I was doing. There is a, oh, here it is. So support and resistance. This is just this is just a wedge. We don't teach charting and all that here at Get Paid Daily. It's just stuff that I've picked up over the years. We're basically bouncing around in this wedge. We broke through it with Binance, but like we already spoke about, that got gobbled up. So it's almost anomalous. Right now we're testing this this support, and I don't have this line drawn perfectly, but like we're right here now. Okay. So the idea though is that we're going to keep bouncing around inside this wedge. And then if we can close above, if I do this right here, yes, 28.5. If we can close above 28.5 on the week, then that would be huge. So Sunday night, if you're watching the clock and you're wanting short-term rocket power in the market, you want to see Bitcoin break out of this blue wedge and close up here above 28.5. If it can't do that, then it's just going to be a lot more boring sideways stuff. Okay. That's just kind of how this market is working. Could we go down to 20, 22K, 23K? Sure. Absolutely. But we're not going to see 15K ever again. And I'd be really shocked if we saw anything south of 20K ever again. Or not ever again, but like in this cycle. So that's just kind of like the trajectory. I picked out one coin that I've been trading and holding for years, which is Avalanche, great layer one. Usually very responsive to Bitcoin as well. And I've got a fun story about that when I get over to GMX here in a few minutes. So I'm going to save that. I think right now it's really important for us to pay attention to the stock market, specifically the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is down today 48 points, okay? So is Bitcoin, okay? The NASDAQ is the technology index of Wall Street, and oftentimes it is a lot of times crypto travels with it on the chart. If we, let's see, can I pull that up? That's Invesco. Let's see, NASDAQ. No, that's not it. That's not it. Never look up the SPY is what I was looking for. So let's go out to the daily. So the S&P 500 has been on a tear. The stocks have been on a tear. And if you were to break it down specifically, we're used car price. This is a big headline, by the way. Used car prices are falling as sales soften amid high interest rates. Used cars are a major inflationary bubble. And I agree, John. It is very bullish that prices didn't fall lower. I think that's my whole point, is that if Bitcoin didn't drop down to the gutters with the largest central exchange on the planet, Binance, being sued, I don't know what's going to kill it. So, but used cars dropping in price, massive bull news for the market, because that means the inflation is lowering, and it's a better chance that the Fed will pause rates. And if they pause rates, we're going to get a massive run in our assets. All asset classes will run like deer. So that's going to be really fun. Something we need to pay attention to. Not a big CNBC guy, but they do a great job of breaking information news. You just have to be careful when you're reading through this stuff. Like they just have stupid mainstream media narrative hogwash laced in the headline. So always make sure you read through. Okay. A lot of tweets I want to share with you on the macro. And this stuff's great. This stuff's fun. I love at Negan Tropic _ this guy, really smart dude. Number one statement: Bitcoin started the week with a plunge, touching $25,000 boundary. Why? Blame it on Binance FUD, thanks to the SEC lawsuit. But every cloud has a silver lining. Bitcoin shows signs of overselling. Our short-term prognosis, the short-term outlook suggests that this is a solid opportunity to accumulate, especially if we revisit the low 25,000 area. A major move is on the horizon, and the market is teeming. I love the use of the word teeming. You don't see that a lot. Very, very good. One thing I wanted to identify is the BTC. Let's go back to the dominance. Market cap dominance chart. We're right back at that 48%. So this is the Bitcoin dominance over all other altcoins, namely Ethereum. So the market cap, so all of the crypto market cap, okay, we'll call it $1 trillion. 48% of it is Bitcoin holdings. The rest of it is altcoins. It's kind of how you look at it. Now, what you'll see is a vacillation, like it came up to 48.33. It went a lot higher late April. And anytime it goes up, you see Bitcoin going up like crazy in price. Now, when that goes up, you can see it fell to 47.46, but it did so as altcoins also were falling. When Bitcoin dominance falls, you'll see an altcoin jump. But if price action is negative on Bitcoin while the Bitcoin dominance is going up, you'll see massive negative price action on altcoins. What we want is for Bitcoin's price to go up. Like I was saying, 28.5 is kind of our near-term target that we want to hit and close above. And we want to see this Bitcoin dominance even surge high a little bit and then reset itself down here in the low 40s while the price is up. What that means is that altcoins are trailing. And if you look at the S&P 500, if you look at Wall Street, what the narrative that we're dealing with now is that that we're lagging behind. We're just simply lagging. The same. I've used this illustration with you guys in the past, but if you're new, think of a roller coaster that goes up that first big climb. Okay, the first car in the roller coaster is Bitcoin when it comes to crypto market cap. Bitcoin's going to go up, then Ethereum's the second car. Then behind that, you've got XRP and all the others. all the other market caps, they follow like usually a day or two behind the larger market caps. Well, in the grand equities market, you've got the S&P 500 at the front of the roller coaster and crypto way back in the back. Well, S&P's been on a tear. The Dow Jones has been on a tear. The NASDAQ's been on a tear. And what I think we're getting when he says that the market is teeming, what we're seeing is that the economists have just been wrong about the recession, about the timing and the sequencing of it. And we're seeing all the signs of lowering, pausing the interest rate hikes imminently in the future. And so that's going to be a massive liquidity event for the market. So that's what we're waiting on. So for those of you who haven't watched the altcoin training, the alt season training in the training area, it's a great time to go brush up on that and think about how you're positioning your portfolio just literally for short-term appreciation gains. You're going to have an opportunity, I believe, in this summer. That's what we're looking at. So, fun thing about the S&P 500 is that the top 7 stocks are the only stocks that are pulling the market up. Everything else is slightly in the red. Literally, it's like 95-5 principle. And historically, some people think that's bearish, shows like some kind of like systemic weakness. But if you look at the empirical historical data, anytime you have the leadership layer of a market pulling the entire market upward, it means that there is a liquidity lag, and that liquidity is going to roll out of the large caps down into the smaller risk on assets and then push us up all at once. So anyway, that's just a little info that I've picked up on. Kush Alamzada, Bitcoin weekly. This is the weekly time frame that he's looking at. The parabolic structure remains intact. Reminder, after the X, the asset can double in value quickly. What a day to put an X in the ground. So let's look at this. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this picture a little bit. Okay, yeah. So here's what he's saying. This parabolic structure, like this I would call this guy the ultimate bull. Like he's one of the ultimate bulls. So like I don't drink all the Kool-Aid on Twitter, don't get me wrong, but I am in the bull camp, and I do subscribe to something similar to this parabolic curve pattern that's starting to play out. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like if you really like analyze it, it's pretty cool. So he's saying, yeah, between, gosh, I don't know, that's a weekly time frame. Like we should start seeing 30, like if we get through the 28.5 number that I was talking about, the next stop is like 36 and 40, I think, for Bitcoin. And that would probably be sometime in August, maybe July. Carlos, also on the SPX, people have been skeptical on the move because it was dominated by a handful of names. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Apple, Nvidia, Amazon. The difference this week is that small caps, in the IWM is participating, which means the rally has broadened out. Watch IWM. If it fails, the rally could be in jeopardy. I saw IWM trending this morning on Twitter. That's fascinating. Carlos works on Wall Street. So you can listen to this guy. I'm trying to move USDC from Coinbase to my Trust Wallet. Cindy, I want to connect Trust Wallet to PancakeSwap to buy Reef. When I go to send USDC to my Trust Wallet, there are lots of addresses to send to. Can I open my mic to ask my question? Yes, I'll let you do that in a minute, Cindy. Let me cover the rest of this, and I'll come back to Q&A, and anybody who wants to jump on with me, I'll answer your questions. Analysts struggle to understand business cycle. Fact, rates lag the housing market index. Why? Because inflation going up leads to housing demand going down, and hence capital demand going down, which results in interest rates going down. He's basically making an indirect argument for a Fed pause in the short term. So the new guy I'm following, Crow. He does a lot of challenges of like $1,000 to $50,000 trade challenges. Right now, he's saying very similar to Kush that I was just showing you. We are in the purple box, is what he's saying. Based on that historical pattern, this is where we are now. If the image will load. Never mind. But you can kind of see it indirectly here, maybe too small on your screen, but just reiterating from multiple voices and sources that there's a pattern unfolding here. A quick snapshot of withdrawals from Binance and Coinbase over the last 24 hours. Binance, 29.5 thousand Bitcoin, which was about 2% of their balance was drawn down, and 108,000 Ethereum, which is about 2.5%. Coinbase, 605 Bitcoin, 310K ETH, about 4.8 insignificant Bitcoin. So the key takeaway is that the balance drawdowns are insignificant relative to the exchange size of for Bitcoin. However, the market appears withdrawing Ethereum with a far greater concern. It's quite the disparity. I don't know how to explain that, but I'll say this to everyone: get your crypto off of exchanges. Your crypto, no matter how spotless the CEO looks of a central exchange, your crypto is not safe there. You are not the principal concern of a central exchange. Use them as an on-ramp, an off-ramp, and a turnstile, or if you have active trading funds, obviously you can use a central exchange to do that, but there are lots of options. So is balance drawdown sales or people moving to other wallets? People moving to other wallets. So that's what he's saying, is like, okay, the SEC sued the two largest players in the space. It wasn't that big of a deal to hodlers and to the overall macro proportions. Crypto Dan says, following from my last tweet, Jim getting bearish. He's talking about Jim Cramer saying that all crypto assets are scams and I want you out of them. This guy's been wrong so many times. They have inverse funds that trade against whatever he says. It's pretty funny. Jim getting bearish is added confluence for an eventual crypto catch-up to equities. Stock market leading the bull with crypto lagging and being shat on is something we've seen before many times. It's the same sentiment dynamic as Bitcoin leading the bull run, and everyone panic sells alts to chase. These people miss the forest for the trees, not seeing that a macro bull run is good for the rest of the market to rally. Stock risk tolerance seeps inevitably into crypto. It just has delay time. So this is what I'm trying to really emphasize for you guys, is that there are delay times. So don't get starry-eyed and scared because you see headlines. Just hang in there. Henrik Zeberg, 100%. We're getting closer to some fib extensions. We need the bears to become certain a crash is just around the corner. Somebody call Gaiad. Gaiad's this bear that he makes fun of on Twitter all the time. It's funny. Extreme greed is where we are in the stock market on the old indicator. So we'll probably get a pullback and then take off. Already read that. Oh, this is awesome. This was huge news that nobody saw yesterday. Let me get a drink. Because the stupid lawsuits are overshadowing. So thought I had a different tweet. Yeah. Okay, you guys are familiar with the SWIFT system. Okay, so Swift is the messaging system that all banks use globally to move money around. Okay. Check this out. In a paper released by Swift, Chainlink, one of my favorites, one of my top holdings, made a lot of money on Chainlink, is mentioned 4 times as the enterprise layer. Check this out. Enterprise layer to securely connect the Swift network to the Ethereum network, and Chainlink's CCIP to secure the interoperability between blockchain networks. Keep sleeping on Link. Link is down below $6 today, guys. I've been averaging in above $6. This is, I mean, incredible buy for my portfolio. I love Chainlink at this price. I'm actually shocked. I didn't think we would see it below $6 again. I think it's a psychological thing. Probably won't see it go much lower there. Love Chainlink. More on this. Swift and Chainlink exploring how to connect financial institutions via blockchain. Swift using Chainlink in new experiment with Citibank, BNY Mellon, BNP Paribas, and others. Swift extends tokenization interoperability trials to public blockchain. Guys, you can listen to Jamie Dimon go out and Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and all of the billionaires go out publicly and say that crypto's a scam and Bitcoin's worth nothing. But all of them are sandbagging you to sell out so that their subsidiaries can buy more and replace their biggest threat to their financial system, which is crypto. They're going to just simply absorb it into their own infrastructure. So, for example, one of our new members has a Fidelity account where he buys crypto. Okay. Well, Fidelity is one of the largest asset managers on the planet, along with BlackRock. So who do you think is going to take the place of Coinbase and Binance? It's going to be the big firms. They're just shuffling the cards. Like, so you don't have to worry about like on ramps and off ramps. There's too much money. There's over $1 trillion of market cap that these traditional banks are going to want a piece of. So you just want to be positioned correctly. Like, I love Link and XRP for these reasons. Great opportunity to buy. So, all right, I'm going to zoom in real quick and then I'll answer questions. A couple of little micro things. If you haven't heard of CoinRabbit, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just a cool little thing. You can, if you don't want to sell, if you want to leverage your crypto and you don't want to sell it, but you want to use it as collateral, you can use CoinRabbit. They'll give it up to 90% loan to value. Major risk of liquidation, stuff like that. But if you know what you're doing, you can even use your stable coins here or Bitcoin. And all kinds of altcoins. So if you don't want to sell them, you can simply borrow against them and not have to pay income tax on the distribution. So interesting tool for the leverage part of our crypto flywheel. Another is Weiss Ratings. Pretty cool. They boast 50 years of accuracy on investments, and they have a cryptocurrency grading system. Very fascinating. I've been going back and forth here, discovering fun stuff. Bitcoin is the only A-rated investment that I've found on their list, but you'll see a lot of other familiar names. Chainlink is a solid B, and I wonder what XRP is. Let's just see. I'm not shilling XRP. It's a B minus. I bet it gets upgraded when they settle or win the court case with the SEC. Which, by the way, the best thing that could happen in light of the Binance and the Coinbase lawsuits right now is for XRP to win in court. So, all right. So for those of us not active enough on Twitter, would you maybe add a Twitter channel to Discord just for everyone to post important, relevant? Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, John, let me figure out how to do that. There might be an easy way to do that. Sometimes I'd post it in the chat, but that might be a better place to do that. Before you end, would you please give your advice on how we should buy crypto now? Should we use Binance and Coinbase anymore? Yeah, I would still use, I would definitely, if I had to choose between Coinbase and Binance, I would use Coinbase as long as it's allowed in your jurisdiction. Crypto.com is fine. Gemini is, I believe, an option. And you can still use Binance.us, but I'm a little afraid of the Binance's lawsuit's sounds a little more criminal than Coinbase's lawsuit. So, but yeah, you still have to use these central exchanges. Also, how are the Bread Bites team affected by this news now? I was planning to set up accounts with them using Binance. Is that too risky? I don't know. I can't speak for Bread Bites, but there's a lot of options besides Binance that I would probably go with. So hope that's helpful. All right. I'm going to move to a very short Q&A. Cindy, if you're still here, I'm going to allow you to talk and ask your question. If you can hear me. You might need to unmute. I don't know. Or you may not have a microphone, if I recall. Talking permitted, yes. And that'll be all. That's all of my content for today, guys. So unless you want to ask questions, that's it. So if you don't feel like you have to stick around. All right, looks like Cindy's having a hard time with audio. Let me go back to her question real quick. Trying to move USDC from Coinbase to my Trust wallet. Want to connect Trust wallet to PancakeSwap to buy Reef. Okay. When I go to send USDC to my Trust wallet, there are lots of addresses to send to. So Cindy, it's likely that you need to make sure that you're sending USDC on the Binance Smart Chain. Don't just send it blindly. One of those addresses should be the Binance USDC address. So anytime you're copying receiving addresses from either exchanges or wallets, just make sure it's the receiving address that you need. In this case, if you're trying to buy Reef on PancakeSwap, it's a Binance Smart Chain asset. So you want your USDC to be on the Binance Smart Chain. Hope that's helpful. Any other questions before we wrap up? All right. You guys are awesome. Fantastic being with you every week. Love this. Hope this is helpful. Please feel free to bring your questions in the future. Hit me up and be active and help people in Discord in our community. All right. Talk to you soon.